What's up guys? Many of you have been asking me how it is Bali in 2022, how it is to travel to Bali in 2022, and today I want to answer this simple question. Bali is beautiful and has been beautiful for many years, but things has changed. Is it Bali still cheap? This is a common question. Well, it's been well known that Bali it is a cheap place, especially for digital nomads to live. But major things are happening, especially due to pandemic. So I want to show you how it is real Bali today and what to expect if you are planning to travel to Bali in 2022. One of the things that you should consider when you actually traveling to Bali in 2022, it is that right now there is no visa on arrival, there is no free visa entry for any type of foreigners in any type of countries, and therefore you will actually need to apply for a visa which will allow you to stay in Indonesia for a minimum of 60 days, and then you can extend it 4 times up to 180 days in total. This visa is not that cheap. I mean, it costs around 3,700,000 Indonesian rupiah. I will make the conversion here in the vlog, and so you need to consider that actually once you enter Indonesia you will need to land in one of the entry point, which is Manado or Jakarta, and stay for 7 days in quarantine at the moment. The quarantine has been changing in the last few months. It's been brought up to 10 days, 14 days, 3 days, 5 days, 7 days, so it's actually constantly changing. So I don't know if it will still be on place when you will be watching this vlog. You have to make sure that you know that all the quarantine costs, that means the hotels and all the expenses to stay in this hotel, it will be on you. So basically you will need to add the visa cost and then the quarantine cost, and then only after the quarantine you will be able to actually travel to Bali and enjoy the life here in the Highland of Gods. So we've been talking about visa, quarantine, but right now we are actually in Bali, and I'm going to show you how much it costs to have breakfast, lunch, dinner, or go grocery shopping, or do any type of activities in 2022 in this beautiful island. We are right now in, I guess, it's our favorite breakfast spot and lunch spot. It's an Italian boutique restaurant in Canggu, and we are going to have our classic Italian breakfast, and I'm going to show you how delicious it is, but also I'm going to tell you how much it costs, because the price here is very crazy. There are deals everywhere around the island, especially because it's pandemic, and that means that it's more affordable, and that means that if you come here for vacation or to live here, you will be actually getting advantage of the situation right now. So we just got our breakfast, and we got 2 croissants with bakery cream, Jallo juice, which is basically orange, carrot and lime, and then a nice coffee with soy milk. So we're very happy, and we're gonna now enjoy the breakfast, and I'm gonna tell you how much it's gonna cost all this. So we just got the bill, and it's 112,000 Indonesian rupiah. Another thing you should consider is definitely renting one of these, a bike. Depending on what type of bike you will get, the price will be different. For example, this is a Honda ADV, and the cost for this bike monthly it's 1,400,000 Indonesian rupiah, which is around, I think, $75, and it's pretty affordable, I say. Of course, if you go in the touristic area, probably they will rent it to you per day if you're staying just for a couple of weeks or per week, and the price it could be a little bit more inflated, but if you look around and you look in the right place, you can get very good deal. For example, let's say you want to do grocery shopping, just to give you an idea of how much you will be spending. For example, this raspberry are 62,000 Indonesian rupiah, which is about I think $4.50. and then this bottle of wine, local wine, is going to be around 250,000 Indonesian rupiah, which is I think around $17. So I'd say it is cheap to have food outside the house, but if you are going to do some grocery shopping, it might be expensive if you start to look for food, Western food, like for example cheese. In Bali it's very hard to find good cheese and it's very expensive. Yogurt and all this kind of like products that comes from milk, it's very hard to find like cheap and good quality. And if we think about, for example, something cheap that you could buy, definitely like chicken. This is very common here in Bali, and it's part of their diet, Balinese cuisine. So definitely it's something that you could buy for cheap. So it depends actually what you're gonna eat. So we've been talking about food, but actually we need now to talk about how much it costs to stay in Bali in 2022. And for this occasion I want to show you a booking that I made for this weekend. I actually booked a place here in Uluwatu, and this is a very popular hotel. It's called Gravity Hotel, and I booked a suite for 2 nights. So I'm going to show you right now how much I actually paid per night, just to give you an idea on how much it will cost to book an apartment or to book a suite here in Bali. So I'm going to go through my bookings right now. I will show it to you. I think it was around $180, something like that. So I'm going to sign in. So as we've seen, if you actually have breakfast, lunch and dinner outside or inside, you will spend roughly in a day around $25, which is still a good average for Bali, and it's still good compared to the Western countries. Therefore, I'd say yes, Bali is cheap and it is very affordable to actually have a night out with friends or with your partner and then go out and try many different restaurants available on the island. We've been talking about food, accommodation, price for visa, quarantine, and now let's talk about activities. Of course, this will be depending on you, so it depends on what type of lifestyle you have and what are your expectations in terms of how you're gonna spend your vacation here in Bali. But therefore, you will have available many activities here on the island and also in the next islands, which are reachable, for example, by boat. If you decide to take a trip to Nusa Penida, you'll probably spend over 100k to reach the island by boat, and then of course wherever you want to visit there, you need to calculate if you have a guide, you need to calculate the cost of the guide, or you need to rent a bike, and this will be around 50k per day. So definitely a way cheaper option in that case. Or for example, if you want to spend a day in a beach club, you need to think that most of the beach club in Bali require a minimum spend, so therefore it depends really what beach clubs you choose. Usually they start with 250k up to sometimes $1.5 million or 2 million, which is definitely not an affordable choice. I say these prices are very common also in the Western countries, but again it all depends from you. So I'd say Bali is still affordable also in terms of activities, but also if you want to spend a lot of money, there is also that option. So we arrived at the very end of this vlog, and the question is it Bali cheap in 2022? Is it still affordable to travel to Bali? I'd say yes, it's definitely still affordable to travel to Bali compared to many other places in the world. But also you should consider that at the moment there are restrictions in terms of visa entry and in terms of quarantine, so those are extra expenses that you need to keep in mind if you're planning to travel to Bali in 2022. If you enjoyed this informative vlog about Bali, please smash that subscribe button, and if you have any question, there's a comment bar below, you can ask there and I will respond to all your questions. And if you like this video, of course, smash that likes button. I'll see you at the next vlog. Ciao.